What's up, guys? That was a terrible decision. They all went everywhere. I have books today. These particular books, I only have 4 out of the 5 that I'm going to actually talk about, but they're personal growth is what I would consider them, except for one of them. One of them is considered spirituality. Self-help, I feel like, is super taboo still. I don't think that it is. I don't feel like it is in my life, because I've started this journey where I've been very much into what can I do to improve myself so that I can improve or help improve other people's lives. That's what I've been doing. We're always constantly going for, well, how can you be more successful? What are you doing to be more successful? Why don't you have a job? Why aren't you progressing in your relationship? Whatever it may be. We're always told to do these things and help other people constantly all the time, but we're never really helping ourselves. I understand at certain points of our life we're going to take care of other people before we take care of ourselves. You know, obviously a child cannot take care of themselves. We know that. But I don't think that you can't take care of someone well without being able to take care of yourself first. I don't think that at all. But I think we all struggle with how can we do more self-care. Self-care isn't just physical, it's also mental and emotional, and it's spiritual. It's, you know, it's all-encompassing, self-care is. And I feel like you need to be able to do both things. You know, personal growth and self-help books are meant to provide you that spiritual, that intellectual engagement of self-care. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that it's not some hoo-ha bullshit. Not all the time. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it is, but not all the time. So I want to talk about 5 books that I have read or am currently reading that I love and that I think are really the starting points to a self-development, personal growth, awakening, personal growth journey. Let's talk about the outlier out of all of these books, sort of outlier. This one, Testimony of Light by Helen Greaves. It is, according to the top little corner that says what type of book it is, what type of genre, I guess. Spiritual, we're just gonna say spiritual, because I can't say that other word. What the hell, whatever. Spiritual and near-death experience type book. So that's what this is. This is all about like little journal entries of this woman, Helen, who interacts with in some way, shape, or form with her friend Frances, who had passed away. And it's all about how Frances describes afterlife. And I don't want to give it all away, but it's like, it's not necessarily believing in a almighty being, I would say. It's more, hold on, we're getting dark again, 1 second. It's more about how you grow as a human in death. Does that make sense? As a spirit, I guess, really, as a soul, how you can grow in death and how you continue to go back and forth in between the living realm that we're on now, and also, I'm sweating. Look at that sweat. How you continue to progress and raise your vibration is really what it was. So this book really was kind of the opening book to my spirituality. I had to read it for a class in college. What do you think? Is this gonna work? So the second book that really truly opened my eyes into this whole self-help, personal development, growth, whatever you want to call it, world is called Wild by Cheryl Strayed. What the heck? The sun everywhere. I don't have that book. I borrowed it from a friend. I'll put an image right here of that. It's an autobiography of this woman who hikes the PCT, the Pacific Crest Trail, in the 80s, but it goes through her entire process of hiking the PCT and what she went through, what happened for her to get there, and why she was there now at that point in time, and what sort of kind of goes into what happened after that, but not necessarily. Highly recommend it, because it's an autobiography. It's her growth as a human being, rather than telling you how to grow as a human being yourself. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So it's a really good opener, I feel like, to the idea of going into personal growth and self-development, and how to be okay with actually reading those things. I don't know if that was a bee, but it looked like I had a stinger. Hello. Welcome to the new location. So, third book, You Are a Badass. How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. I hope this isn't too loud. Can you hear the AC? Oh well. Not gonna worry about it. The book is by Jen Sincero. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but it's this one. I'm sure you've heard of it. Jen writes very sarcastically and satirically, I feel like. It's so good. It was, okay, I'm not handling the down thing. It was an excellent book. It was just, okay, so she basically tells her story and how she got to where she is, and how you can get to where you want to be in life. And it's very law of attraction type story, and without actually calling it law of attraction. I gotta redo my hair, I'm sorry. So she tells her story and how she got to where she wants to be and stopped making excuses, is essentially what it is. We all make excuses to why we don't want to do something. And I swear to you, every time she would say, well, I used to make this excuse, I used to say this thing, and this is why I didn't get to where I wanted to be until I was in my 40s. Which I'm not in my 40s by any means, so I think that it's a good thing that I'm learning this now as opposed to later on and trying to start my life over again, which is not a bad thing if you are. I think that you can start your life over at any point in time, given the correct circumstances, which is, everyone's different, is what I'm going to say about that. But everything that she was saying, I do. Or like the excuses, the things that I tell myself to stop myself from doing something, is what she was saying, and apparently I'm not the only one. And it's written very well, very easy read. Also, I really like this one. It was definitely one of the better books that I've read. So next one, I am still currently reading, have not read much of it. I've only gotten this far in it, but it's called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. A spiritual fable about fulfilling your dreams and reaching your destiny. It's by Sharma, I believe. He is, according to his biography, one of the world's leading experts on leadership, elite performance, and self-mastery. This book, I'm sure everyone has heard of, if not from me, from the person that I learned about it from, which is Cami Petton from Supreme Banana. I'll link her video that I actually learned about this book down below. But she recommended it, and it is pretty much everything that she said it was. It's a very easy, simple read. It's written as fiction, so that I think makes it easier to read. Because again, it's not telling you what to do, it's putting what you can do to grow as a human being in a story type fashion, which I think is such a better way to get across your point than in a well, you need to do this, this, and this. And if you're not doing all of those things all at once, you're not succeeding. So, excellent book, highly recommend it, even from what I've read so far. I was reading it, and then I started reading the next book I'm going to talk about, which I still have not finished either, but I'm much farther in, which is the second book by Jen Sincero. It's called You Are a Badass at Making Money. Master the Mindset of Wealth. So everything you can expect from Jen in this book, you get in this book. It is, again, really well written. I'm pretty close to finishing. This is how much I have left. This is how much I've read. So I'm a good chunk of the way in. Every chapter has like exercises. I think, what is it? I'm gonna look to see what it's called because I don't remember how she titles it, but of course I picked the longest chapter. To Get Rich is what the title is, and then she gives you an exercise to do that is based around what the theme was for that chapter, and you do it, and then it's supposed to, it's again very law of attraction. You're changing your mindset. You're correcting your mindset to be in a positive light so that you can bring all of this good energy that you want into your life. In this specific case, it's all about money and how to become rich, and which is, as she even describes in the book, is very taboo. Like, why are we not allowed to talk about being rich? Just out of curiosity, why are we not allowed to talk about that? But that's what this book is about. It's all about how to reach your potential and how to call in the energy that you want into your life. So, highly recommend all of those books. Now let's talk about a podcast. So I'm basically sweating like crazy. I'm so warm. There are like sweat droplets over on the other side where I was sitting. Okay, the sweat is getting everywhere. I like, what? I'm just gonna keep doing that. So, let's talk about the last thing that I want to talk about. This next thing is in a book, which might be more helpful for you. So the first podcast is Matt D'Avella, The Ground Up Show. If you're an entrepreneur, not to say that you can't listen to it if you're not an entrepreneur, you're working 9 to 5, or you're doing whatever you want to do, but it's more geared towards that because it's all about, he interviews people that have started from nothing, quote unquote, to gotten to exactly what they want in life and how they got there and what they did and now what they're experiencing and things like that. It's an excellent podcast to kind of like, okay, so I'm here right now, but I could be where they're at, right? Or my own version of where they're at. And then the second podcast, which I've just recently gotten to, but I've been listening to like nonstop pretty much, is called Truth Telling with Elizabeth Vialto. I heard about her through the health coaching program that I'm in right now, which I can talk about a little bit at the end of this video. She did a lecture for that program, and everything about her presentation was so inspiring, and I fell in love. I freaking love her. She's incredible. Truth Telling, it's a very female empowerment driven podcast, but in like the best way possible. And it's not to say that men can't listen to it, because you definitely can. There are a few relationship podcasts where she talks about relationships that I think men could definitely gain something from, as well as women. But it's such, I don't even know how, it's very raw. I'll link everything down below where you can find it all. But yeah, I think that's I mean, those are my 5 books, including Wild. These are only 4, but there are 5 books that I talked about. And my 2 podcasts that I recommend for self-help or personal growth and development. I'm also going to now talk a little bit about my coaching program and the training program that I'm in, but also, there's a plane. So, I am currently enrolled in a health and wellness coach training program. It's a 6-month program. I officially graduate in September. However, I am taking clients. I am taking clients now and am certified to coach now. So the health and wellness is very broad in all aspects, but because I'm on this journey of personal growth, I am really looking to help other people grow and develop who they want to be, and how can they be happier than what they already are. How can you improve yourself in all aspects of your life? We deal with stress at our jobs. I deal with stress all the time at my job, and I'm slowly learning through, actually specifically this book, how to take a moment and be able to collect my thoughts and get back into what I'm doing, and that's not to say that that's the only resource that I've had. There are plenty of other resources out there, I am one of those resources for you. You know, we deal with stress, like I said, we deal with poor eating habits and dietary incompleteness, I feel like is a good way to say that. We see this diet that we really want to try out and that is supposedly going to work, and so we stick with it for about a week, maybe 2, maybe a couple months, and then we just drop it. There's something that happens in our life that makes us just stop and not care anymore. And so my goal is to be that gentle nudge and that support system, even more so for you. I am here to help you stick with those healthy habits that you want to develop. Understand how to manage stress and understand how you can take moments to yourself, whether you're at the office or in the middle of a theme park or the grocery store. And when you're feeling all of this stress and you don't know how to handle it, I am here to give you the tools to handle it. So I offer a 6-month program for all clients. I also offer a half an hour to 45-minute free session for you, free consultation, however you want to call it. It's completely complimentary to you. All you have to do is send me an email on my website, which will be linked down below, but my email also is alex@alexandriasalas.com, SALAS. Like I said, I'll link it down below. You can send me a direct email or you can go through the contact form on my website, which you can also read more about who I am, how I got to where I am right now, and why I'm choosing to start this and provide 6-month programs to people that want to better themselves and their life and be happier than what they are. To live optimally is really what I'm trying to do. Everyone is different and everyone deserves that chance, because not one diet is going to fit everyone. Not one lifestyle is going to fit everyone. So that is my little spiel for you, and to let you know that my 6-month program I am taking clients for. So I am thoroughly bitten up, like everywhere. I don't know how that happened, but I feel the mosquito bites everywhere. It's freaking hot. Actually, it's cooled down a lot because there's a cloud over the sun, but besides the point, it's hot, it's sticky. I'm ready to go inside again and get some water because I'm pretty dehydrated at the moment. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. They are coming. I took a hiatus with all of the self-discovery books I was reading and all of the craziness that life brings, you know? So I am back, I am ready to go, and you should expect to see more from me soon because I have a couple ideas for videos that I want to do, and I'm just super excited about it all. So yes, make sure you're subscribed, click the little bell for notifications so that you are notified every time I upload, all of that jazz, you know the routine. And yes, if you want to engage in a 6-month program, which seems like a long time, but I promise you it isn't at all. It'll go by super quick, and I can give you more details. Go onto my website, alexandriasalas.com, and let's talk, let's chat it up, let's figure out what we can do to make sure that you live optimally and happily and healthy, and just all of the positive energy that you could possibly bring into your life, you have in your life. So yes. I got super excited there for a moment. I'm back down. I'm good. I will see you in the next video, but until then, I hope you have a lovely day, evening, night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you soon. Bye!